Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is part 2 of the shelving series. The last video I showed you how to build this style shelving. This video I want to just talk about the greater project because I built quite a bit of shelving. In this project that I did over the course of a 2-day weekend, I built 38 feet of shelving for around 180 bucks. So not too bad. Most of it was 16 feet deep. Well, strike that. All of it was 16 feet. So this one up here above the van that I tucked in, that's the one that I actually showed how to build. It's 10 foot long. It's got 3 chains. What you don't see though is that I've got another one down here that's 4 feet long that is as far as I can go because the van's angled in. So that's just a custom. I just got a little extra freebie storage. Then you'll see I've got 1, 2, 3 here. This shelving was built around a generator and gas tanks down low, the plow blade, and you can see the handle, the 2 shelves are staggered so that the handle fits in there too, because I want to be able to pull this plow blade out without moving the van if it snows. And then I've got this shelf sticking out for 2 reasons. A, I wanted extra storage for this thing because it's always in the way, and my heater down low. And so if you look back here, you can see there's a cutout. You can just tilt this thing forward ever so slightly, and my 5 foot long by 2 foot wide hitch ramp pulls out no problem. This thing's a beast. It's awesome. The sides fold up, by the way. It's cool. In a future video, I'm going to, like I said in the first one, I'm actually going to put a remodeler box up here for more power off the main outlet that's now, it's not totally buried, but it's hard to get to. So I'm going to do that. And the last shelf I built, basically with freebie materials, is the one over there alongside my car. I just needed a little bit more, so what the heck. So I do have a little fun video of hammer school at the end of this video with my kids and an unnamed old car accessory. And I did have a little bit of material left from this job. I'm going to replace this thing, which I threw together in the first 2 months I lived in this house, and it's just becoming overloaded. I love having my own lumber store, so I've designed a much nicer one, with the key components being the extra wood left over from this shelving and some plywood I had left over from the shelving. So that'll be in a future video as part of the shelving series of the garage. So hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and thanks for coming back. This shelf in here, even though it's not complete and it's not fully supported yet, this is the finished height of this shelf, and I needed to know what that height was because it was easier just to put it in, put the plow blade on, and figure out where this shelf needed to end than to try to do a bunch of measuring. So I also wanted to know if it'd be feasible to lift the blade up there, and actually it's quite easy. You just put one end on and then slide it on. You probably can't see in the camera, but I held this hitch ramp over here where it's going to go. It's going to be pressed flat against this wall. And so I needed the shelf here to be high enough that I can fit the generator underneath, but low enough that this tongue clears so I can slide it in. So the next shelf up from here is going to come all the way across, and it's going to have a cutout for this to slip behind it. And in that way, it will act as a retainer so that this hitch ramp can't fall forwards and hurt somebody. That way you don't have to have a chain or a screw or anything. It's just held in place by design. Same thing with the cutout on for the trailer there. I used to have a bolt that I would padlock the top of the trailer to keep it from tipping over in case little kids climbed it. With that cutout, the trailer's not going anywhere, and you have to actually swing it and pull it and swing it and pull it just a little bit to get it out. Kids aren't going to do that. They know better than that. That, and I don't let them be unsupervised in my garage anyways, or my shop. So anyways, I'm going to build, that's a 4-footer. This will be a 6-footer. I'll do another 4, and then if I can get it in here, another 6. So we'll see how the math actually comes out on that, but that's what I'm gunning for. I don't want to block this outlet, and I'm also going to, since I know the studs go vertical, I'm going to cut this outlet out, another video, put a remodeler box in up here and run a drop down to here so that this motion sensor that I had made when I first moved in for the rope lights can just plug in up there, because the shelves are going to be in the way, and I don't want to drill a bunch of holes through the shelves just to get to an outlet. Why not just put a remodeler in and run another outlet up high? I also need an outlet up high to plug in the trickle charger for the van. It's an older vehicle, and in the wintertime when it's cold out, the battery, when the van sits for a month, can be a little bit of a rough start. So I just keep it on a trickle charger in the wintertime when there's no issue starting. So anyways, I'm going to finish this project. I'll take a little video and some pictures as I go along, and I'll make another following video to this one to talk about how I built that and how I used the maximum amount of space. And the van, there's still a foot. When the van's parked in here, there's still a foot between the front of this and the bumper. So you'll still be able to slip in here and get to some of this shelving. I often stand in the bumper and reach up here. So
today, guys, we have a change to do.
now my level. You want to see how a level works?
Yeah.
Here, come here. There you go. See, here, come in here. You see this bubble?
Yeah.
Watch what happens. The level tells you when it's flat. See, it's not flat. Watch. Then you change the angle.
It changes when.
Yeah, see how it works? So look, when the bubble is right between those two lines, it's perfect.
This it's right there. That one's not right over there.
Well, this one on top is for something else. That's when the level's upside down.
That was for the level that you're doing.
Yes.
The bottom is what they're doing.
Hey, could you go over there and get that drill?
Sure, Dad. Or you can just flip this. And you guys are gonna do something pretty cool. Watch this, guys. This is a video of me doing something.
So you think we did a pretty good job, Eva? Yeah? Can you believe I did all this in 7 hours?
No.
So can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, on Saturday mornings on PBS, my dad and I, we used to watch This Old House. And about 1985, they were interviewing Norm Abrams. He said to the camera, "Do you know how I got the job on This Old House?" He said that when they were thinking of starting the show in 1978, they interviewed 5 or 6 carpenters. But he got the job because he had the smallest scrap pile.
Always.
Yeah. And I noticed that when I was a kid, my dad always had a pretty small scrap pile. So when I started doing projects, I started thinking about how do I keep the scrap pile small? Because lots of scrap is money out the window, right? Because I paid for it, but I'm not using it, right? So I figured out after 20 years of building stuff that if you take a piece of wood and make the longest cuts first and then make the next longest cuts, you end up with a bunch of little teeny pieces. And in general, pieces 12 inches and under I consider garbage because they're too short to do anything with. Did you help me pick all the scrap up so we could show everybody how little scrap we had from building all this shelving? Let's see, let's add it up. This is 12 feet, plus 6 is 18, plus 4 times 2 is 26 feet. And how much scrap do you think I had? A lot or a little bit? No. Well, should we go look and see? Here's my scrap pile. This is all I had. These little bits of plywood and a bunch of pieces that are all really short. And that stuff. But this is over a foot. I'll keep that. That can be. These are over a foot. I'll keep those.
Can I keep some?
Yeah, I think we should use all that for a hot glue project. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
A great idea.
This is plenty long. And then I've got all these small pieces of plywood.
Yeah, which I have an idea.
Yeah. And like I always keep these to build little boxes or maybe make small shelves. I can just take these downstairs, put them on the table saw, and make something out of them. So this will go to my small scrap but useful collection in the basement. So out of all the money I spent on 26 feet of shelves, this is all I'm throwing away. So I think I damaged one quick coupler, one quick link, and I bent a couple of screws along the way. Other than that, everything else is good to go. And I always buy the big buckets of screws, like the 2-pound or 5-pound box, whatever the biggest one is, even though you spend more money if you actually compute the cost per screw, you save a boatload. Like from a 1-pound to a 5-pound, you save like 40 or 50%. So if you know you're going to be doing projects in the future, even if it's a year or two from now, screws don't go bad, or nails or anything like that. So why not just buy the big bucket? You'll save yourself money in the long run. So I think we're going to close this video out, and we'll take this stuff downstairs and we'll do a little fun hot glue project out of it. When I buy wood, I always buy 10% extra. Even if I did the math exactly, I always buy 10% extra. So here was my 10% extra. I bought 12 of these, 10 or 12 of these. The 2x3s, it's really hard to find 2x3s that aren't warped. Even I buy the prime grade, which is about as good as I can afford. I ended up finding some that were worse than when I picked them out. So really, I have about 4 of these that would have gone to that last shelf I decided not to build. And the rest was the 10% that I didn't need, and that will go back. Normally, I would just keep this wood, but my lumber store up above is already full. So for once in my life, I'm actually going to take stuff back to the store. I bought a little too much hardware too at Menards, so I'll just take that back too. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this project. Bye.
I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
I'm going to be asking you some questions about the project.
Okay.
Was the project big or small?
This is a small to medium-sized project.
Second question is, was this fun or was it kind of boring?
I already knew exactly how to do the project, except for this little cutout there, and I had to do a little bit of thinking and measuring. I had a good time. Did you have fun in the garage with James?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys were spinning and dancing and playing soccer?
My third question is, were you expecting someone to want to stay up on the shelf?
Yes. Yeah, we got this garage all cleaned up, this giant mess.
And I think we'll see you guys later, probably.
Yeah. Be sure to
subscribe,
like,
and subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so what are we doing today, James? Yeah? What is it?
It's a car from my dad's.
It looks like you murdered a headlight from my old car.
Yeah.
Huh? Culture. The wolf strikes. Is this fun, James?
Yeah. We do it again.
Yeah?
The circle.
But you're going to clean all this mess up, right?
Yeah. and put it in the trash right
Oh,
here.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like a bigger hammer?
Sure.
Okay. What are we doing now, James?
We're smashing with a bigger hammer.
A bigger hammer. All right. Cool.
This was from that old car.
Yeah? What is it? Is it a shiny part?
Yeah. Look inside.
Cool.
You can see yourself inside.
I can. Okay. What else are you gonna smash there? Just don't smash your toes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that.
Yeah, you'll smash your toe real good, so be careful.
Don't smash it real hard.
All right.
Smash the car.
Yeah.
Like this. Smash.
Oh, okay. Whoa! If you want to use the smaller hammer, you can. The ones Grappo gave you, we're going to take downstairs so we can have nail school today.
Hi, Grandpa. I'm gonna smash.